Hello, welcome to Film Studies and Production at Queen's. My name is Amy Mollihan and I'm the current subject lead for film. So why might you study at Queen's? Well, Queen's is a member of the Russell Group of the top 24 research-intensive UK universities. We are ranked in the world's top 250 universities. We are ranked in the top 140 for the world for graduate prospects. And Belfast has the lowest student rent in the United Kingdom. Queen's has invested almost £700 million in infrastructure over the past 10 years. So we have some of the best facilities of any UK university. But why might you study film at Queen's? Well, our degree is unique amongst the Russell Group because we have a unique 50-50 blend of the practical and analytical. We have excellent teaching from highly qualified staff who are respected experts in their field of expertise. We have outstanding facilities. So again, one thing that makes our degree program unique is that we have a dedicated teaching space within the Queen's Film Theatre Art House Cinema. So we screen all of our films and deliver all of our lectures within proper cinema conditions. We also have a film studio in which we teach practice. We have post-production suites. We have an extensive equipment store. And we also have a substantial library collection of books and films. There's also a thriving screen and creative industries in Northern Ireland. And Queen's is directly linked to the creative industries through schemes such as Future Screens and City Deal. There are also practical opportunities to get involved and gain experience through work experience placements and involvement of industry professionals in delivering the degree. We also have a number of links with festivals and screen organisations. So, for example, Cinemagic, which is a film festival for children, Takeover Film Festival, Docs Ireland, the Belfast Film Festival, the Queen's Film Theatre, Beanbag Cinema, Northern Irish Screen, BBC Northern Ireland. And our graduates are also making quite an impact on film and screen culture here and further afield. So before I go through the structure of the subject area, I'm just going to play you a quick video about studying film at Queen's.
I think what's unusual and really productive about the undergraduate degree at Queen's is the fact that it brings together history of cinema, criticism of cinema, theory of film with production.
Our programs really try to be a marriage of theory and practice, of filmmaking, hands-on filmmaking, with a real emphasis on employable skills, work placements, internships, the kinds of things that get people jobs.
If you want to be a filmmaker, you're going to build on foundations. You're going to build on a history. You're going to build on genres, audiences, funders. If you don't know that foundation, you're not going to be a very good filmmaker.
We're very happy our BA in Film Studies and Production is ranked #1 in the entire United Kingdom.
When you start our degree, there is no assumption you have skills already, technical or theoretical, so we start from scratch.
We love students who are passionate about films, who love cinema. You get people in a room talking about film, getting excited about cinema. That's the most amazing thing about film.
We try to make sure that the students have a well-rounded experience that really immerses them in a film culture and community.
We're really lucky here at Queen's because we have great facilities. We've got the film studio, which is only a couple of years old, fully kitted out. We also do a lot of our teaching in the Queen's Film Theatre, so you're actually being taught about film and watching film within a cinema.
During the course, we bring in professional industry experts, directors, editors, scriptwriters, researchers, producers. They give master classes to the students.
I think what's really good about it is that you get to see that everything you're learning and everything you've done up until that point hasn't been for naught. Like, it's possible to do film studies and go out and get a job in Northern Ireland.
The screenwriting course, it's actually come in really handy with my current job, working with the scripts. When you're working on a TV series, the scripts are ever changing. It was good that Queen's gave me that first look and a safe place where I could kind of take a script apart, go into detail about story beats and what way it should be formatted, really basic things that I was able to step into a job and already know.
All of our modules across the board will offer the students increased transferable skills in research, analysis, communication, in articulating their viewpoint, constructing an argument.
We want thinking filmmakers to emerge from our program, not merely people with technical skills, though those are so important, but people who can employ those technical skills in a thinking, intellectual way so that they can be the next generation of directors, producers, writers.
In advanced film practice, we offer each student the opportunity to develop a short screenplay or a documentary or experimental proposal. Then, in the second semester, we select from all of those proposals 8 to 10 projects, which will be produced by the students. At the end of the year, we show the 8 or so projects here in the Queen's Film Theatre.
We're here for the final year screening of our films that we're working on.
It's a real fun process because you get to be, everyone has a distinct goal because everyone wants to make a great short film. So it's a great unity.
Well, I was the writer and director for the short film Lost, and Louise was the producer. And I think as the director, there was lots of transferable skills, communication skills, organisation skills.
I was working just with one other student this year, Joshua, he was doing the editing, and we travelled to Nova Scotia in Canada. I was the director and writer and a bit of everything. Developing it here with Richard, he was really supportive and helped to streamline the idea into something workable in a short time.
Instead of a dissertation, I did placement at a production company based in Belfast, and got to go out and shoot, learned a lot about, broadcast quality cameras. So any work that I've got outside of university, the lessons learned in here have been invaluable out there in the real world.
It's a friendly business, and I've not met someone that's not willing to teach you. If you're enthusiastic and passionate, there's always going to be someone that will help you.
Belfast itself is a really exciting place to be in terms of the explosion of interest in filmmaking.
I haven't been out of work for longer than a week since I graduated. I went to London for a job on Transformers, which was really exciting. The people who are graduating now are actually really lucky. Everyone that comes here to make a TV show or a film, they're always really impressed with the level of the Northern Irish crew. They've probably all studied at Queen's University.
So now I want to speak a little bit about the structure of our subject area. So we are part of the School of Arts, English and Languages. Film has 10 full-time members of teaching staff. We are specialists in documentary, drama, animation, screen industries, British cinema, experimental film, film sound, film music, world cinemas and creative enterprise. We are supported by 2 full-time technicians, plus teaching assistants and industry practitioners. We teach in a variety of ways. We have studio and lab-based practical workshops. We also have smaller group teaching, which involves seminars and tutorials. We have lectures, which, as I mentioned, take place in the Queen's Film Theatre. We also have screenings for all of our film studies modules in the Queen's Film Theatre, which are built into the structure of our programme. There is also group work, particularly in practice modules, and there is also quite a bit of self-study involved in our programme. So in your first year, you would expect to study Introduction to Film Studies 1, Introduction to Film Practice 1, and an optional module from outside of your subject area to give you more rounded education in your first semester. In the second semester, you will take Introduction to Film Studies 2. You might also take Visual Studies Theory and Practice, and you will take Editing for Film and Television. In your second year, we introduce more optionality. The only module which is currently compulsory is a cinematography module. You can then choose 2 other modules in your first semester from between screenwriting, film sound, modernism, and documentary film studies. In your second semester, you can choose between a variety of modules. So you could choose 3 modules from Experimental Film Practice or British Cinema 1, Introduction to Animation Studies, Creative Enterprise in Film and Screen Media, or Documentary Film Production. So we do actually have a Centre for Documentary Research here at Queen's. Okay, in your third year, you will take advanced film practice in semester 1. And then you will, okay, I'll get it this time. Okay, so in your third year, the 2 compulsory modules that you have are advanced film practice in semester 1. You also need to take advanced film practice 2 in semester 2, and this module is double weighted, which means that it has twice the number of credits as your other third year modules. The other options available to you are film and music, world cinemas, cinema and postmodernism, British Cinema 2, film authorship, Hollywood cinema. And there are also 2 full year modules that you might take as well. So one is a dissertation module, which is a long form piece of writing and research that you carry out across the full year. And the other is a work placement module. So I just want to share some recent cuttings of some of the interesting projects that our graduates have been working on. So you'll see from the cuttings that our students have been doing quite well in terms of winning awards at film festivals, such as the Royal Television Society Student Awards. But some of our graduates have also gone on to win awards for feature films and documentaries. So for example, A Cambodian Spring, which is an award-winning documentary. But also one of our graduates, Andy Towell, and his brother Ryan directed a feature film called The Dig in 2018, which has been critically acclaimed, and they're currently directing a follow-up to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We've also been quite successful in BBC Northern Ireland's 2-minute masterpiece scheme. So most years we have somebody come in from BBC Northern Ireland to talk about initiatives such as this, and also help our students with things like pitching. And so consequently, one of our students was involved with 2-minute masterpiece again this year, and made a 2-minute masterpiece film for Northern Irish Screen and BBC Northern Ireland, which was subsequently screened on BBC television. Further to this, our graduates have gone on to do other things, or things other than directing or producing films. So for example, one of our graduates, John Russell, is currently teaching film at a sixth form college in London, while also writing blogs and articles for film magazines. Graduate Marty Cullen is currently making radio programs for the BBC. Lauren Lestrange is an editor at Kaboom Post-Production in Belfast. She actually undertook her work placement there, and she was so good that they took her on as a result of that. And Sean Murray won a Royal Television Society National Award for his film Fractured City. So I'm going to briefly introduce you to some of our graduates and what they're doing. Meet Ben Robinson. He is a camera operator and video editor at Tomorrow Communications, a PR company in Northern Ireland. So Ben shoots and edits video for large Ireland-based corporations, including Dale Farm and First Trust Bank. He's also worked on a handful of online resources for the BBC's online resources. Another one of our graduates, Caitlin Finlay McGovern, has worked for a company called Below the Radar. So she's worked on their Home Ground series, as well as 3 live episodes. She also does autocue for a game show called Blame Game, which she thinks is a good skill to have. She's held various positions since graduating. So she spent 18 months working across placements of various companies through the Northern Ireland Aim High scheme. She's also worked for Nice One Productions and Below the Radar. Further to this, she's worked for Waddell Media and Channel 5 and the BBC One show. So that takes us to what our students say about our programme. So one student has said, I enjoyed the mix of academic and practical modules. I have to admit, I was someone who came in and expected to dislike the academic side, but I thrived on it and I wish I could have done more. Another student says, lecturers were fantastic, resources for practical class were professional standard, modules were engaging, and all other students became great friends of mine. And another student said, I liked the diversity of subjects. The facilities were also memorable, particularly the screenings in the QFT. And finally, one student has said, I enjoyed watching new films. It opened my mind to realize old films can be just as good as new ones. Okay, so thank you very much for listening, and please do get in touch with us. You can email us at film.studies@qub.ac.uk. Okay, thank you. Bye.